So hello everyone, this is your Krishna from Women Today YouTube channel. So in this channel we have been interviewing many women entrepreneurs and working women across different cities in India. We are just traveling to different cities and we are doing offline interviews in office locations in different office professionals, and we are also doing online interviews across different cities in India and also across different countries in the world. So today right now we are in Mumbai and right in front of us is Anjali Gupta ma'am. She is an aviation trainer. So I welcome you Anjali Gupta ma'am to this Women Today YouTube channel. So please kindly introduce about yourself, about the kind of work that you're doing to the audience who are watching this interview right now ma'am.
Thank you for your introduction. I'm Anjali, as he mentioned already. So, I'm an aviation trainer, and with that, I also work in ISKCON Temple. It is more of a seva, which I do there, a minimum twice a week. Sometimes it's more than that also. And apart from that, I have been a cabin crew for more than 5 years. I was with Qatar Airways, Vistara, and Go Airline.
So that's a very wonderful kind of introduction, because there is these two different streams. Of course, cabin crew in Qatar Airways and Indian Airlines, and also coming out to the spiritual path that you are doing kind of good noble deeds to the society via your spiritual kind of works. That's a great kind of introduction, ma'am. So yeah, tell us, ma'am. So being a cabin crew in Qatar Airways in the past, how was your typical day working as a cabin crew in Qatar Airways? So tell us about your daily life as a cabin crew in Qatar Airways, ma'am.
So it depends on the day. Sometimes it would be an operating flight for an entire day. Sometimes it could be a layover in any country around the world, or it could be a off day. And I used to travel to my home country whenever I used to have at least 4 days off. So depends on the day. And during the layovers for a cabin crew, it is mostly like exploring the city and knowing about other cultures. And if you are operating as a flight attendant, obviously more of a work day. So it depends on the day.
So basically, like, you get to know about different cultures, different countries, the people. I do understand, ma'am. Also, you are just saying that you have a long layover. So it comes only during the long haul flights. Also, it has a lot of jet lags because of the different time zones which we are going to go. So tell us, how do you manage all these kind of jet lags, the long haul flights, being a cabin crew during the past in Qatar Airways, ma'am?
Basically, to handle jet lag, best way I used to recover from it was sleeping. Have an adequate amount of rest. So I used to sleep almost for like 9 to 12 hours for every flight, and it depends on person to person how crew is as a person. Sometimes there were crew whom I have met that they used to only sleep for 6 hours, 9 hours, but for me it was more. And talking about the long haul flights, it used to be we used to have rest on board. We used to have bunk areas where cabin crew used to sleep. So over there, we were able to manage the long haul flights for like 15 hours or 17 hours flight.
So that's a great thing to know about bunk beds during the long haul international flights. But as you told, you have a very good sleep time, like till 9, 10 hours. That's good, because as you told, you have your friends with 6 hours of sleep. That's not good, because if we have less than 6 hours and less than 8 hours of sleep, we'll not be able to kind of concentrate on our work. So being a cabin crew, consider if you're taking some kind of red eye flights during the midnights, then I think we should be sleeping as you, like till like 9, 10 hours. That's the vital thing which we should do, because we should always concentrate on the passenger safety. So okay, ma'am. So yeah, ma'am, when you're working with Qatar Airways as cabin crew, there will be a lot of training process, of course, because each and every airline works with different aircraft. Some work with majority of A380, some work with B777, some work with Airbus A320, Boeing 737. There are a lot of aircrafts. So tell us about your training days in Qatar Airways. What was it like? And also tell us about the recent experiences which you had.
So training usually it used to be for 2 to 3 months, depending on the airline training, and we used to get trained on safety emergency procedure, then first aid, crew resource management, and security, and also service. So in safety, we used to have this. Which you mentioned, aircraft training depends on the airline, obviously. So I was trained on 5 aircrafts. In the beginning, I was trained on the three aircrafts, 777, 787, and 320. And later on, I got trained on 330 and 350 as well. So yeah, I was trained on 5 aircrafts. That training was happened after 2-3 months of flying. So that is called conversion training.
Yeah, because I think airlines, if they purchase newer aircrafts in the future with newer models, or maybe they may be leasing out some older models, your cabin crew and the set of people working under Qatar Airways, they should be well trained. So that's why I think they're training you with different aircraft models. I do understand, ma'am. So also tell us, when you're working with Qatar Airways, what was your well-being be like during your flight days and during your off days? How well does Qatar Airways supported with you on your daily on and off basis of your work life, ma'am?
So, as a cabin crew living in a country where you are not with your family, it is very difficult. And it gets difficult because sometimes even you are not emotionally that well. So, during the lecture of crew resource management, we used to have this session, which consisted of the crew well-being, where they used to promote that yes, you can take help if you need, and we had the psychiatrist number and we can call them. So this was the best part of it. And even in Qatar Medical Center, we used to have psychiatrists. So anyways, you can just choose whatever you want, and they will be take care. They will take care of it.
So I do well understand that Qatar Airways supports their staff members in a lot of ways, physically and mentally. So when it comes to you being a cabin crew in Qatar Airways, I think you have been receiving the most kind of well-being from Qatar Airways. I am just able to understand from the answer that you are giving in this interview right now, ma'am. So tell us, ma'am, what was your selection process was like during your interview days in Qatar Airways? So tell us, how did you get selected for a cabin crew kind of service in Qatar Airways, ma'am?
So it was back in 2023. I got selected. Initially I started giving the interviews when I was 21, but by the time when I was 23, I got selected because Qatar Airways is an international airline. So they hire selective nationalities, and they used to come take interviews in India very rarely, like twice a year or thrice a year. So the chances were little low to get selected early. So my first interview when I gave it, the first round was introduction round and CV drop off. So over there I did my best, and the second round was grammar test. Over there we had 30 minutes of timer. However, I got panicked and I couldn't clear that. So the second interview, they called me again, but I couldn't appear for the interview second time. So again, I tried third time, and this time I got selected. So third time, same process, CV drop off, and then few questions, more like an introduction. And then second interview was second day again, grammar test, half an hour, and then SCAR test, same day. And on third day, we had a personal interview, and then I cleared the interview.
So great to know about your struggling process and about your success of being a cabin crew in Qatar Airways. So also tell us, ma'am. So during the training days and during those kind of interviews, so tell us about your experience and tell us about what most the Qatar Airways or any kind of airlines they will be seeing in the candidates. What will be the qualifications and what are the eligibility criteria, the qualities which is required to become a cabin crew in Qatar Airways and also in any other airline across different countries in the world, ma'am?
So yeah, there are obviously a criteria to become a cabin crew. So there is specific height requirement for Qatar Airways, or some airlines they need 212 centimeter height reach on tiptoes for female and without tiptoes for male. And there are 12th pass, obviously fluent in English, and few more requirements. But the qualities basically it's which are very important, that you need to be very confident, and while giving the interview you have to have a smile on your face, and also with the communication you need to know how to present yourself, what answer you are supposed to give to the interviewer, and that's how you will be able to crack the interview.
So it's very simple: confidence, smile, and also the basic physical eligibility criteria, the height. because most of the people they aspire to become a cabin crew, but the height stands as an obstacle. But from your side, your height is your plus point, so that's why you are just getting kind of recruited in a reputed international airline. I do understand, ma'am. So, based on your experience on working as a cabin crew in Qatar Airways, tell us any tip how should oneself prepare for the lifestyle of becoming an international cabin crew in any kind of airlines that they are working, ma'am.
If you want to prepare yourself for an international airline, you have to start being flexible very much, because this is very important. Why it is important? Because when you start working as an international cabin crew, you can be around anywhere in the globe, any country, any time zone, and the flight timings are also so odd that you could be flying at night when people in your house would be sleeping, and you will be waking up at that time and going for a flight. And it is very common for a cabin crew, so these lifestyle would be requiring a person who is really, flexible, and then only one can prepare themselves. And obviously with the habit and getting used to the flying will definitely help.
So I do understand that international cabin crew is something like a dream job, but also at the same time it has a lot of work pressures, the kind of sacrifices which we should give. Of course, during the night time, people everywhere they'll be sleeping all around the world, but being a cabin crew, they don't have any typical rest time, typical sleep time. So they should have to adjust themselves, the body physically and also mentally. I do understand, ma'am. So tell us, ma'am, working with Qatar Airways as a cabin crew, you should have very long flights with long layovers. So, with your experience, what are the tips that you would like to tell to the upcoming cabin crew who is going to fly internationally as a cabin crew in any airline? What will be that tip that you would like to give to the cabin crew during their layovers in foreign countries, ma'am?
So during the layovers, usually when you are a new cabin crew, you are always excited to explore that country, specifically that city. And after that, you would like to explore what they are offering in a food. And people like to explore food and cities. So these are the. It's not even a tip. It goes without saying. Everybody does it. When they land, they just go for a coffee or layover sightseeing or a local food exposure.
So yeah, it's very simple. So people who are having this kind of opportunities should make use of it by just exploring kind of new countries when they just land over there. So also tell us, ma'am. So being a cabin crew, you should be having back-to-back flights. Sometimes consider you're just going to fly from Chennai, Mumbai, then you'll be flying from Mumbai to Delhi on the same flight. After a layover of just 1 hour, you will not be getting out of the aircraft. So you should be within the aircraft. So I think typically you will be having like 2 layovers, 3 layovers in one single day. So during those time, how well do you actually maintain your energy and positivity? So tell us about it, ma'am.
So I would like to clarify one thing. So layovers are basically where we stay. So it would be for 20 to 24 hours depending on the country and the airline requirement. So the flight pattern usually used to go like, if I am flying from Doha to Melbourne. So in a week I will have that flight, and then maybe another layover, maybe Europe, some European country layover. So like that we get two layovers. Layovers could be of more than 17 hours, 20 hours in that particular city or the country. So energy we used to get from the different destinations we are flying to. We feel motivated that yeah, today I'm going to explore Melbourne, and then after this flight I'm going to explore some European country, and then another day I will have an off over there. I will rest, or maybe I'll go home, something like that. So the roster is very unpredictable every month, but however you always see something motivating you and keeping you energetic for a next day pattern, because it's not what you do every day. It's not a monotonous day for a cabin crew.
So it's like being a James Bond because he doesn't have the typical 9 to 5 work day. He'll be having a lot of things that he have to accomplish by which is done which is ordered by the seniors of him. So in the same way, a cabin crew doesn't have any kind of, as you told, they don't have any kind of typical monotonous day, something like that. Each and every day will be like different city, different time zone, different work times. Something like will be like working during the nights, sometimes you will be working during the daytime, and it keeps on frequently changing. And of course I understand the mindset which we have, it detects, I mean it kind of makes our energy, because as you told, like one day you'll be flying to European countries, one day you'll be flying to Western countries, so you'll be having that mindset, okay, I'm just going to a new country. So you are just getting that kind of thing from your mindset. I do understand, ma'am. So also tell us, ma'am, you are also practicing spiritually, so during those times, so how well do you balance both your work as a cabin crew and your work as a spiritual guide? So tell us about it, ma'am.
Before every flight, I do jap mala. Sometimes I chant one mala, one round, or sometimes two, sometimes three, depends on the timing. If I have more, I chant more. And even after landing, I try to do that, because after landing, it's very difficult because the body is tired. I obviously everybody needs rest after the flight. But I still manage to do at least one or two rounds. Yeah, that's how I maintain my spiritual and professional life.
So I do understand that maintaining our life spiritually is also well for our mind and also for our body, because we should concentrate meditation daily basis. So maintaining spiritual practice is something like another form of meditation. So I'll just look at in that kind of perspective. So also tell us, ma'am, have you had any kind of memorable spiritual practices when you visited any country, ma'am?
Yes, I did. I was in Melbourne and I went to ISKCON temple over there. It was really nice, and I felt home over there in some different country. And also I went to Wat Arun temple in Thailand. It was a Buddhist temple, Buddha's temple, and even there it was an exceptional feeling and emotion altogether. Apart from these two experiences, I had also been in a layover where I was in Bangladesh, and I did jump 12 rounds of mala, and that was very new to me because I didn't know that I could do that much of meditation and chanting.
So that's a lot of religious places that you are lucky to meet, because a lot of people will be making a separate schedule to visit different countries, different spiritual and religious kind of locations that they should visit. But because of your wonderful career as a cabin crew, you're able to visit a lot of countries, a lot of temples over there. That's a great thing, ma'am. So also tell us, ma'am, if anybody who is working as a cabin crew, if they want to stay spiritually grounded when they are working as a cabin crew, tell us any tips how they should accomplish it, ma'am.
My best advice for this question is that please carry a 108 bid Tulsi Mala with you every time. You should, how do you carry your phone everywhere around the world? Same way you need to carry that Tulsi Mala with you. And along with this, you also have to carry Bhagavad Gita. So whenever you get time, please read that and also do that one round of jab every day and before and after flight. This is not just for a cabin crew, it's for everyone. So it will take hardly 10 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes for one round, but it will keep you spiritually very activated.
So once again, I would like to connect it as a thing with meditation. Of course, each religious practices which each and every people follow according to their religions, they have to do something at least once or twice a day. So that's how they can be spiritually grounded. Consider it may be any religions. So if they do what is actually mentioned, it is actually structured in such a way that it will actually help us control our mind and body to do success and to be happy in life. So that's what each and every religion is kindly telling us. So I do understand, ma'am. So yeah, ma'am, we have discussed a lot about aviation industry. So via this interview, if you would like to convey any kind of message to the audience who are watching this interview right now, what will be that one message that you would like to convey right now, ma'am?
My message for everyone, the first basic message for which goes to everyone is that please be spiritually connected. At least remove like 10 to 15 minutes every day to be spiritually connected to the God. Why? Because as you know that body requires fuel, we eat for our body. So even soul requires that energy. You have to be connected to the Lord to have that connection and to keep your soul energized. And for all the cabin crew aspirants, please contact me if you need any help. I am there to help you with all of your questions. Thank you.
So yeah, that was a very wonderful message, because as we discussed even beginning in the beginning of the interview, like okay, if anybody wants to remain stable physically and mentally, they should follow the religious practices, whatever religion they are. They should follow the religious practices according to the respective religions day to day, like at least 10-20 minutes, something like that, so that they'll be grounded and they'll be like in a neutral mode. They'll be able to kind of make success like in a healthy manner by just following these kind of spiritual practices, which will ultimately make the physical and mental health stronger. So also the second thing, so you spoke that okay, we should always be like patient. Yeah, patience is very much important, because without patience we can't achieve anything in life. And also people who are kind of having a lot of doubts regarding how to become a cabin crew, our Anjali Gupta ma'am is there to help you out. I will mention her Instagram link down in the YouTube description, so that you can just contact her and you can have a conversation with her regarding cabin crew. So once again, I'm just giving a lot of thank you to Anjali Gupta ma'am, because she is accepting me to host this wonderful interview, because we had a lot of conversation regarding this aviation industry. So please do subscribe to our Women Today YouTube channel, and please do click on the bell icon, so that you can receive notifications whenever I do post new videos regarding women entrepreneurs and working women across different cities in India and also across different countries of the world. So today is your host is Krishna, hosting this Women Today YouTube channel, and today's our guest is Anjali Gupta ma'am, an aviation trainer. So thank you once again ma'am. Good evening. Have a nice day.
Good evening. You too have a nice day. Thank you.
So that's a wrap.